Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about travel nursing, why I decided to do travel nursing, the pay of travel nursing, my first paycheck with travel nursing, my experience with it, all the things travel nursing. This is my first travel nursing assignment ever, and I'm going to talk to you about the process and all that. So let me first start off by saying that when I graduated nursing school, I went straight into labor and delivery at what is called here in Georgia the baby factory, and we deliver the most babies in the whole nation. That includes Canada. Okay, I'm talking about all of the United States and Canada. I was there for 3.5 years. Because of the high volume of patients that we have there, I have learned so much about labor and delivery, and they have built such a strong foundation for me. Let me get into why I decided to leave that place. We deliver 1,200 babies per month on average. If that alone doesn't tell you, I don't know what else would. I mean, knowing what I know now, I would still start off there because I have learned so much and gotten such a strong foundation for labor and delivery. Working there, I can work at any labor and delivery, okay? So the reason why I left my permanent nursing job is because I got tired of being burnt out, underpaid, and underappreciated. A lot of you nurses can vouch for that. And don't get me wrong, I love what I do, but when you're worked like a dog, when you're worked like a Hebrew slave, and then you're underappreciated on top of that, it was just time to go. It's a lot of different reasons why I left on top of that. So it wasn't just one reason why I left, it was multiple reasons. So I had been looking for a job since like 2018, if not earlier. So around that time frame, I was actually looking at different jobs. It was some months later when I finally got fed up, and I'm just like, okay, let me start applying to these different jobs. It was 2 specific outpatient jobs that I wanted that I did not get. I had already put out my resume to this travel agency, and then the next thing I know, I'm getting messages and emails every single day about they need LED nurse here, OR nurse there, and the pay that they get per month. So I'm like, okay, not worried about that right now. I really want to try to get this outpatient job. So after I don't get the outpatient job, I'm like, okay, well, let me give this travel agency a try. They're already sending me messages saying that they need nurses and how much they get paid. And I was like, okay, so let me ask them if they have any local positions available. So I text one of the travel agencies, the agency that I'm with now, and I'm like, do y'all have any local positions available? And she's like, yes, we have plenty. We have several. And I'm like, oh, good. So I can do this local travel thing then, because my main thing about me not wanting to do travel nursing was that I have a home here in Georgia, and I don't want to have to travel somewhere and then pay so much money for my house here and then where I would be living wherever I am. So after I have texted the individual for the travel agency that I'm with now, she says, send me your resume and then we'll get someone in contact with you. And the next day I get a call from my travel agent, and he's like, okay, so I need you to do this over the phone interview, this labor and delivery skills checklist, and I need you to send me a reference so I can call her and ask her some questions. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I send him one of the people that I got. That was the morning that I was getting off of work, and of course I had to do the skills checklist and do the online over the phone interview before I went to bed. So when I woke up to get ready for work that night, I already saw a text message and an email from my agency representative, and he told me that I got the job. And I was like, wow, that was so fast. It's gotta be too good to be true. Like, that was really, really fast. And I was really excited. I put in my 2 weeks notice the next day. I was like, deuces. So after I got the job offer, I had to do a drug screen test, a TB vaccine test with the mask fit test, as well. And I had to get the flu vaccine, the Tdap vaccine, and I had to get titers drawn for my previous vaccinations to make sure I had immunity to them. So I was like, this is a lot, okay? Like, I had to get stuck 4 times. Gosh, people don't tell you these things. But anyway, it was all worth it. Used to getting stuck, have to do it for work anyway. So I also had to get certified in ACLS, which has a series of tests and simulations that you have to do, and a skills checkoff class that you have to take after you get the certificate for passing the tests and the simulations. And I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute about why I was so stressed out about that later on in this video. I also had to send my agency the certificates that I already have, such as Basic Life Support or BLS, and Advanced Fetal Monitoring certificates, and NRP, which stands for Neonatal Resuscitation Program. I also had to send them a copy of my license and my passport or my social security number card. So let me just tell you why I was so frustrated with some of the process. Okay, so first of all, you have a travel agent that lets you know the different places that needs a nurse and hooks you up with getting the job. And then you have your credentialing specialist, which verifies your nursing ID, verifies that you are who you say you are, and verifies with the certificates that you need to proceed with starting to work with the actual facility and all those kind of things. This woman would let me know things at the last minute. Like, she would let me know things the day before it's due. Mind you, like, a lot of this stuff takes days, hours, almost like a whole day to do. I had asked this lady several times, do I need ACLS for this place? Didn't really give me a clear answer. I'm asking my agency representative, which I shouldn't have to ask. She's my credentialing specialist. She's the one that's supposed to be telling me these things. And he's like, well, she should be able to tell you that. She never really gave me a clear answer on if I needed this stuff or not. She told me the day before the ACLS was needed that I needed to take it. It's due on Friday. She told me that I needed to have it on Thursday. The grace of God was with me, let me just say, because I was able to sign up for the class. Unfortunately, I had to stay up all night that Thursday night to take all of those tests and all of those simulations. That thing took me almost 10 hours to complete because you have at least 10 different tests that you have to do. And I think it was 10 to 15 different simulations that I had to do too. So I was up for almost 10 hours doing those ACLS tests and modules so that I could take the class the next day. So unfortunately, since I was up all night, my class was going to be 9 o'clock the next morning. I was not going to be able to make it. I was too sleepy. I couldn't even walk because I was so tired, because I was up all day and then all night because I was doing those modules and those tests. So I had to reschedule my class, and by the grace of God, the facility was okay with me taking the skills checkoff class on Saturday. So you have to take the test and the modules, and then you got to do the skills checkoff class the next day. You have to have the certificate from passing the test and the modules. If you don't, they will not let you take the skills checkoff class. You did not pass the whole portion of ACLS. So I had to make sure I had that done. So as far as my experience with the travel agency, that part I am not happy with, and I'm actually going to be asking for another credentialing specialist because I shouldn't have to ask you to tell me what I need. Like, I'm new to this. I don't know what I need. I don't know what I don't need. And even if I wasn't new to this, you still supposed to be letting me know what I need. Also, not only did I have to do ACLS, I had to do continuing education about how the facility runs, the different protocols that the facility has, just like HIPAA and OSHA. I have also learned, because I have a friend that's been doing travel nursing for almost a year, and I have learned through her and through my travel agency that you have to stay on them because they're not always like, oh yeah, you need to do this, you need to do that. I mean, let me know if that's just my experience. Let me know if your travel agency is on it. You have to bug them to let them know, like, okay, what do I need to be doing now? What do I need to be doing now? Is there anything else you're missing? Because I mean, I felt like I was doing that. I was like, okay, what else do I need? Do I need this? Do I need that? And she's like, oh no, yeah, you're fine. And then the day before something is due, she's like, oh, okay, you need this. What? I was just asking you this. I would always have to get in contact with my credentialing specialist manager and travel agency representative to get in touch with her. And I would have to get in touch with other people other than my credentialing specialist. Like, she would never reply to my emails unless it was super duper urgent, like due the same day or the next day. Or I would have to put her manager on emails in order for her to reply. And even then, sometimes she still wouldn't reply. And I'm just like, what is going on? I'm up here bugging my agency representative to bug her because she's not telling me what I need to know. So that's the thing that I'm not liking about this agency right now. I just need to get another credentialing specialist because the other people have been great. It's just been this specific person. So my experience at my travel assignment. So like I said, I'm a local travel nurse, meaning that I live in Georgia and my travel assignment is here in Georgia. In order to be considered local travel, it has to be at least 50 miles away from your house. The facility that I work at for this travel assignment is actually less than 50 miles away from me. It's actually closer to me than my permanent staffing position was. Since it's less than 50 miles away from me, the money that I make through them has to be taxed. But even with it being taxed, I'm still making much more money than I did at my permanent position. They won't let you do local travel as a new nurse. You have to have experience. I would say get at least 2 to 3 years of experience within whatever specialty you're in, and then venture out to do travel nursing. Because when you get into travel nursing, they expect you to learn their facility pretty fast. They only give you 3 days of orientation because you have experience, and they're not going to waste time and money on you being with another nurse for so many weeks. You only get 1 week, 3 days, no more. Done. Because first of all, you're a travel nurse, they're already giving you a lot of money, and then you already got experience, and they don't need to be spending a lot of money on you when they gotta have other nurses, like brand new nurses with another nurse learning too. So they need to get you out on the floor. It can be stressful learning how a different facility works because you're so used to another facility for so long. You're like, oh, that's not how they do it here. Oh, we don't do it where I'm from, but they do that here. So it takes some adjustment. You may feel a little discouraged at times, but don't give up. It's just brand new to you. You just got to learn how the facility works. You're eventually going to get your flow. It's going to be some things that you miss, and it will be pointed out to you, but you're going to learn along the way. That's how you get better. So just keep going. Don't give up. Your flow will come. You will get faster. You will get better with a different facility, and then you'll be a pro. So the facility that I'm at for my travel assignment, they do deliver much less babies than we do from the facility I came from, but they do everything. What I mean by everything is the facility I came from, there was no way possible for you to follow your patient, meaning getting them ready for a C-section, circulating their C-section, and recovering them after their C-section is over. It was just too high of a patient load. You had your OR nurses that stayed in the OR, and so on and so forth. Every now and then you would follow your patient from like pre-op to circulating, or circulating to recovery, and that just all depends on what's going on and the staff that's available, things like that. At the facility I'm at now, you are pre-oping your patient, circulating their C-section, recovering them, and then you are taking them upstairs every single time. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now after you take them upstairs, where I'm at, there's a postpartum nurse there. I know some facilities do even that part. Some facilities will pre-op them, circulate their case, recover them, and be their postpartum nurse. The facility I came from, we have a nursery team that does all the baby's medications and works up the baby, meaning if a baby has a fever or suspect sepsis or stuff like that. Where I'm at, we have to do the medications and everything for the baby while we're taking care of mom and making sure her bleeding is safe and giving her medications if she needs to too. So that can take some time. So let's talk about what y'all are really here for. My first traveling paycheck. Mind you, it is taxed. If this money was not taxed, then it would be $2,038.46 per week. But since it is taxed, meaning that would be $1,260 per week with a $150 per week meal allowance and a $90 per week car allowance and a weekly shift bonus of $538.46. But since it was taxed money, my first paycheck was $1,418.01 for 1 week. I do know some nurses that make more per week in certain areas, and it all depends on, if it's taxed or not. If you put your address as some other place farther away, but I really don't have anywhere to put it, that's far enough away. It's important to look at different agencies and see what they're offering per week. If you're looking into travel nursing, negotiate how much you want to make per week. I did look up reviews about this agency before I went with them, and I saw great reviews. Like, a lot of nurses have been happy with them. I know some people that's working where I'm working now that are with this agency, and they have been with them for years and they like them a lot. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to press this little button over here that says subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. I also want to say, I see that I have some new subscribers, and I just want to say thank you so very much for supporting my channel. I'm so happy that you saw something that you liked and that you wanted to subscribe to my channel and support me. I pray that you continue to be a part of my family and continue to watch my videos. My next video that I'm going to be working on is about singleness. I have been single for almost 8 years, and I'm 30 years old, and I just want to talk about that because a lot of people don't talk about what a blessing it is to be single. But I used to be one of those people that was like, oh, I don't want to be single for forever and all that kind of stuff. But being single truly is a blessing, and I want to make a video about that. Again, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for supporting my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.